Right, Hogan for the Boxing Voice. I'm delighted to be here with Shaquille Day. I believe you're on your way to work or on your way back from work?
No. So I run a gym in Bexley Village called TUA Boxing Gym.
Uh-huh.
I've been at work since about 9 this morning. I'll be here till 9 tonight.
Oh, wow. Long day.
Yeah.
Life of a pro boxer.
Yeah.
You've got to have two jobs, basically.
Yeah, 100%. So all in one, though. I do boxing every day, so my whole life is boxing.
At least you're keeping, keeping it all consistent.
Yeah.
So, Shaquille, we could just recap your career. You built quite a good momentum up until 2019. You were Southern Area champion at welterweight. Had that close fight with Casey Benjamin in 2020. Was that the first fight before the lockdown or the last one?
Yeah, it was my first fight after my title fight. So my first fight after winning the title, and then the last fight I had before, not now, but the last fight before the lockdown, yeah.
And then obviously you were inactive for a couple of years, like much of the boxing world was. Yeah. Last time out, went badly wrong. I forget the Lithuanian chap's name. Was defeated. Tell us what went wrong there. Was it the inactivity? Was it the size? Because you came in at middleweight, was it?
No, I came in well heavy. I came in about super middle. I was just heavy. Just more so like the 2 years of inactivity and the weight not being where I wanted to be. I just come down just because where I started at was a bit high. Shouldn't have been so high to start with. But obviously I've had 2 years out. So it was more so like I lost all the weight and got myself in shape for that. More than anything. But next time around, May the 7th will be a different fight. You'll see again, come down again in the weight and it'll be much better. Yeah,
as you said, 7th of May, you're on the TM14 promotions card in Maidstone, Kent, in association with MTK Global. Are you an MTK fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I can't remember when I started with them, but I've had 7 or 8 fights with them. 7 or 8 fights, yeah.
Yeah, they'll get you active. So
yeah,
we can expect you back at welterweight, shall we?
Nah. Light middle. Can't do welter. Won't make it there. But light middle for titles and whatever else. For definite. So let's have a few at middle and make the 154 for the titles.
Really tough division. I've been speaking to a few of the fighters at that weight class. Sam Gilly, I spoke to him a few days ago, the English champ. Yeah. I think Dean Richardson is the Southern Area champ, quite a big hitter. So got your work cut out.
Yeah, 100%. But to be honest with you, since having a loss and whatever else, it's just like a reset again. So I probably won't even talk about titles until next year anyway. So 2023, and then go from there with things. So right now it's just rebuilding and getting back in the ring, getting consistency back. And that's the main thing. You need them back-to-back camps and whatever else to keep you going, keep you flowing, keep a good rhythm. And then you can go talk about titles after that. But for now, no rush for anything.
Yeah, that's great. And as you said, you want to be active regularly. Hopefully these small promoters will get you out on a regular basis.
100%. Yeah. TM14 have got dates all over the year, so I can basically book the year out for when I want to fight with them. If I can get on, I'll ask Lee, obviously my manager first, if I can just do all them shows and them dates and then just work it that way. And then if I can do it that, I can sort of plan out my year and go from there.
Yeah, you're right. TM14 promotions, they are becoming very active, certainly sort of in the southern part of the country, and working closely with Lee Eaton. I mean, just for the fans that don't know much about you, can you just tell us about your boxing story, your background, how you got into it, what made you turn pro?
I was 16 when I first started boxing. I started boxing down at Eltham ABC. Then I turned pro when I stopped boxing for 2 years and just learnt my craft with my trainer now, Mickey Burke, and become like the pro I am today. Well, it took me over the time of fighting it, I adapted. But I had my first one when I was 20, and then in December, and then from then I had 5 fights the first year, and then the second year I changed management, had about 3 fights, and then changed management again to MTK, and then I had the 6 fights. Yeah, 6 fights or so.
Mhm.
That took me up to then to fight for the southern area. So then I just, ever since then, I've just been adapting and evolving and growing. And alongside that, the whole time I've been having in the gym. So I would turn pro as well because I become a boxer because I wanted to be a fireman. So when I was young, my mate was doing boxing and he's super fit and in shape or whatever else. So I thought I'd join in and do that with him. And then ever since then, I had fights. Like I had my first 3 amateur fights, I lost them. Then I won my fourth, lost my fifth, and then I went 9 unbeaten. And I thought, now I'm good at this. I'm going to keep at it. And then I kept at it. Went college, then quit college, and that carried on boxing and working. And then started working at the gym and then run the gym eventually. Now my business partner, and now we're here where we are now.
Oh, fantastic! So not a classic boxing story at all there.
No, not really. Something a little bit different, yeah.
So you wouldn't say you was always interested when you were like, say, a kid? It was something you got into almost
when I was a kid. When I was really young, I did taekwondo. So when I was about 5 or 6, I started taekwondo. Won a gold medal in that when I was about 10. And I stopped doing sports about 12 for a few years. And then I got into boxing. That was the main one I picked when I was about 15, 16.
Mm-hmm. Well, you made a good choice. I'm sure the fans are glad you did. You call yourself the Black Mexican, is that right?
Yeah.
Are you actually of Mexican descent?
No, of course not. Yeah, of course not. No.
Didn't think so. I presume that's what a style thing is. Some of them Mexican fighters. Yeah.
I feel like my boxing IQ level of working on the inside is fantastic, and you see a lot of fighters who actually don't know what they're doing on the inside. So when it comes to that, I can come forward and keep that same aggression and know how to work pocket, whatever else at a high level. So the boxing, the Mexican style is that.
So the fans are in for a treat then, because you're absolutely right. Certainly in Europe, especially, I guess the sort of fighters that come through the classic amateur scene, they don't do anything on the inside really. It's all about just
a whole nother game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like two different fights completely. Got to learn how to box and learn how to work on the inside is 2 different things. A lot of people ain't comfortable working the inside at all. So for me, I'm comfortable there. I'm not worried under pressure in the pocket.
Tell me some of the Mexican greats that you try and emulate and learn from.
Well, if you think of him now, Canelo is like probably the most like recognized Mexican great right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't really do much on the inside. He just comes forward with a very aggressive, bullyish style. So that's type of. So obviously you got the Chavez's, and then not even just Mexicans. You got the South American styles as well, because obviously Duran, he comes forward and he's wicked in the pocket and whatever else. There's those type of fighters that if you want to work on the inside, they're the Barreras. You want to be like them. You want to be like the way they've got it and how they've just mastered the art of being comfortable in the pocket. So for me, those fighters are the ones that you got to try and emulate as best you can.
I wonder if you saw Chocolatita Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, he's unreal as well.
Oh yeah,
he's unreal. Yeah,
for infighting.
He knows how to work pocket on another level. Just a wicked me to stays flowing throughout. So that's the way you got to be. It's not just coming forward without any fault. It's very much thought about, and you got to know what you're doing and how to handle yourself in that situation and being comfortable, taking or maybe slipping or ducking a few and then giving back. That's the main thing about it.
Absolutely. Is most of your sparring sort of based around that, mastering that? Is that how you got so comfortable?
And I come with time. I adapted I would have said my first 8 or 9 fights as a pro. I floated about the ring and boxed and really kept on my toes and tried to master the craft of boxing. And then I felt like I was comfortable there. You got to be able to do a bit of both. So if you can do both, you're a very hard opponent when it comes to fighting. So if you can work on the inside and keep it long too, your opponents don't know what to do with you or how to deal with you completely, because you can at any stage change your style and be comfortable doing both.
Would you say when you're as comfortable as that on the inside, does it really help conserve energy as well?
100%. It's a different type of confidence as well. And your opponent will feel that type of confidence coming through you because you'll be comfortable in that situation, and they'll not know what to do, and you'll be throwing and landing and rolling and still be there. They'll be throwing, you'll be catching, you countering. They'll just not be unhappy and uncomfortable in every type of situation. Even if it's long, you can keep it long and be out jabbing them. Then they're thinking, what have I got to do to beat the person in front of me? So that's what you've got to try and get as much as you can, the boxing IQ wise, as learning the craft of just boxing, not just being able to fight. So that's the whole thing of being able to be comfortable in all aspects, so that no matter what comes in front of you, you're able to adapt.
Absolutely. I wonder if you know about a fighter who was my favorite growing up, the American James Toney. We talk about someone comfortable on the inside.
Comfortable at different weight categories as well. Very comfortable all different weight categories.
I've heard it said that, I mean, when he went through the weights, he just got fatter and he did no cardio, and yet he never gassed out because
he kept his style exactly the same. Yeah, he's just comfortable. He can ride the shots. He was just there, man. He's wicked. He's one great man. His defense is unbelievable. Can't knock James Toney's defense.
Absolutely, sadly, don't see many fighters like that anymore.
No.
So, have you got an opponent lined up for the 7th?
No, not as of yet.
Is this going to be a 6-rounder for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what, as you said, this year you're looking just to rebuild and then get comfortable at 154 pounds before going for a title?
Probably have another couple, maybe 2 at 6 rounders, and then have an 8-rounder, and then I can talk about 5 titles after that, because then I would have the rounds under my belt or whatever else.
So this time you're going to manage your progress properly, not dive in too quickly.
No, of course not.
So what about Shaquille outside of the ring? I understand you're a proud new father. Is that right?
Yeah. She's her little girl's 8 months old. Well, no, 9 months old now. Yeah, in a couple of days she's 9 months old. So yeah, soon to be 1. By the time if I can get on all the dates that I want to get on, by the time I've had the second fight with TN14 potentially, a few days later she'll turn 1. So I need to try and stay active and be healthy and whatever, and be able to have that fight so I can have something for her. That's what mainly it's all about now. It's not about me anymore, really.
Yeah, I mean, having a child, I think it can go 2 ways. You can either become too mellow, or gives you that extra motivation that
100%.
For my child now, I need to I need to do things. Yeah, I presume you're in the latter. You're not too chilled out now.
No, I'm definitely motivated. I've got something else to live for and aspire for, so it's nice.
Absolutely. And you train down in Bexley, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
at my gym, TUA boxing gym.
You got any other pros there that you work alongside?
Yeah, there's loads of us down here. Jamie Rocket, Luke Brands, Bradley Hatchell, he's on the show. Who else is on there? You got Bura Mameti. You got Sean Noakes, who just turned pro. So obviously Sam Noakes' brother. I can't think right now. There's about 9-10 of us down here, but I can't think of everyone's names right now. Yeah.
And I mean, boxing seems to be thriving in Kent right now. Obviously, this show we're gonna have a couple in Maidstone.
Yeah.
Good for the local area. I understand.
Yeah, but I would say I'm not so deep as Kent as that, because we're so south. With the O2 is 10 minutes away from where I am now. So Betsy might sound like Kent, but it's not as far out as people think. It's probably closer to South London than Maidstone. So for us, the Maidstone show is good. It feels a bit more local than having to go to Essex all the time. But for me personally, if we can get a show at O2, it'd be amazing. And in the Indigo, we don't need the main hall yet, but the Indigo will be a lot better for the fans. I think they'll feel like they're very much local, more so local to the area. Get down there, and one road is for them. So it'd be a much better option for us if we can get in there.
Sure. Are you still like on a ticket deal? You have to go out and sell tickets?
Yeah, man. I still got to sell tickets, but because I got the gym, I got a lot of clientele and friends I've made over the years that will come down. So I feel like I can sell a good amount of tickets, even though it is in Maidstone. I got good support in my last one for the first one back. So hopefully we go again, do the same again. Good numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the tricky sides for the small hall fighters. But all adds to part of the adventure, and I mean, guys like Dillian White started the same way. So get yourself a following, and if you've got that crowd pleasing Mexican style, I'm sure you'll be winning over a lot of fans.
That's the whole plan, man. Just keep fans entertained.
Absolutely. All right, Shaq. Anything else you would add?
No, not really. Unless you got any more questions for me.
Oh well, as it's first fight back, yeah, I guess we'll have more after the fight, and then we can look at where you're going to go for next.
Yeah,
so, all right. Well, Shaquille, thanks for talking to the Boxing Voice, and good luck for the 7th of May. I look forward to seeing your comeback.
Thank you, mate. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
For the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.